They need to feel worthy.
This is Paul Porter, the arena voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning and press box voice of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, inviting you to join me and Jason Alessi for the home team every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here on the Tan Talk Radio Network and Facebook Live, the home team with Paul Porter. Special guests, prizes, and your phone calls about the Bucs, Lightning, Rays, USF, Sun, FSU, Florida, and more. Talk to you this Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Tune in Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. for Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. That's 2 hours of great gospel music every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m., all brought to you by the Ozona Pig Restaurant in Ozona. Yes, that's every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. It's Miss Sarah's Dynamic Gospel Power Show. Tune in on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hey, you new to the area or just want to know about the best hidden gems and upcoming events? Stay tuned. Be Local Buzz with Devin takes you to these places, introduces you to the best businesses, and tells you about upcoming buzz. Preset your radio to Tan Talk 1340 AM or 106.1 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. That is the Be Local Buzz with Devin on Tan Talk 1340 AM and 106 FM every Thursday from 4 to 5. Looking forward to speaking with you.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's now time for Connecting Caregivers with author, speaker, caregiver advocate, and talk show host Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today, it's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate. Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers with me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers with love, laughter, and lessons learned. On the show where you can find help and hope. And with us, we have Mr. Ed on the board today. How you doing, Ed?
Greetings.
It's getting a little cooler.
It's getting there. I'm encouraged.
Makes me very happy. You know, like I walk my dog, and when it's really hot, I'm like, go pee quick. I'm sweating. And then right now, I'm like, yeah, let's just cruise. Because then
we can get to low 60s at night and about 75 during the day.
Well, I'm going to New York City tomorrow. I think it's going to be a little chilly-ish. A little too much chilly for me.
62 today.
But it's like 40-something at night, but I'm not going to be going out at night. And so with me is my best friend, my co-host, and my sidekick, not psychic, Lynn Thornley.
Hi, nice to be here.
I'm glad you're here. You have some cousins visiting you from Canada.
I know, they're at the beach.
That's what they do. They come and visit her and they're like, beach.
Every day. Well, they're from Montreal. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I could be doing the same thing.
But I don't go. I just stay home.
So I want to give a shout out to our newest listeners. We have Frida in Clearwater, Mickey in Largo, and Crystal in Port Lauderdale.
Welcome, ladies. I hope Mickey's a lady because it could be Mickey Mouse.
It said Mickey. So there's always plenty of room around the Connecting Caregiver table for more listeners, whether you listen to us live on the radio, on Facebook, or on YouTube, or my website, or wherever they'll take me. We're just here to help you because we know your caregiving experiences can be tough. You know, I always say a caregiving experience can be the most horrific experience of your life, or close to beautiful, depending on how you handle it. And I think the best way to handle it is with education.
Yes.
Education, because you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. So today I have my friends, Mary Wiley and Lisa Bowden from the Palms of Largo.
Yep. Hello. Skimmed over that last name, did you?
So
first name too.
Leah.
Yeah, I can do that one. So, Leah, the first thing I would like to talk to you about, because we're going to talk about the Palms, is about Parkinson's. Whoa.
Sorry.
Got it. Just grab it.
Yeah. All right.
Yep,
like say, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, like, see where I am?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So let's first of all talk about what is Parkinson's disease.
Yeah. So Parkinson's disease, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not a physician.
Right.
All right. I'm not a medical professional. But I have
you
been
probably know more than that.
You're around it all day.
I am around it all the time, and I've been working with Parkinson's patients for the last 14 years.
Yeah, that's
So Parkinson's is a disease that affects the brain, particularly dopamine, which is a neurotransmitter. And slowly, the people with Parkinson's lose their dopamine, and that affects the entire.
Everything.
It affects everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that why a lot get dementia?
Partially, that's part of the symptoms. There is Parkinson's-related dementia. Not all get that. I've spoken with a doctor friend of mine who put it very well, and I always use this term. It's the designer disease, because one size or one style doesn't fit everybody, and everybody's symptoms are different. Most people see somebody with shaking tremors and they think, well, that's the hallmark of Parkinson's disease, when it's not, because not everyone has a tremor.
Well, I have
No.
to tell you this morning, I'm just like sitting in my chair thinking about different things. And I'm thinking, like, some people are allergic to penicillin. Some people are allergic to codeine. I don't know why, because everyone is different. Because everyone is different. And that gave me a clearer thinking of everyone is different with Parkinson's. Everyone is different with Alzheimer's.
Yes. Yes. It is. It's vastly different. I've seen all different kinds of symptoms, motor symptoms, non-motor symptoms.
Well, I thought there was always motor symptoms.
There is always motor symptoms, but there's different types of motor symptoms. So the tremor is the least of someone with Parkinson's problems for the most part. I mean, for some people, that's a real pain in the neck. And can interfere with their quality of life. I shouldn't dismiss it. But there are so many variables and different things going on with these folks that you just can't pinpoint it to one thing.
But then again, there's so many opportunities.
Yes.
To find a difference.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's what the whole boxing program is about. And that just like excites me to no end.
It excites me too, Linda.
When you got to see it, right? Yeah.
She is all about it.
Yes. Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. We have Rocksteady Boxing, which is a program specifically for people with Parkinson's. So as we're talking about this, and people are probably going to listen in and go, wow, that sounds really cool. I want to do that. Well, you have to be part of the club.
Yeah.
You have to have
and
a
if not, we can start a new club.
You can start a new club. There's plenty of boxing clubs around. Yeah. But this one is exclusively for people that have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
Well, and how long have you been doing this?
In March of 2026, it'll be 10 years. So it's a long time. Yeah. I've been around the block a couple of times with this. So the whole theory behind the boxing, it was created in Indianapolis, in Indiana. That's where our headquarters are. And it was started by a prosecutor who wound up having Parkinson's. This is a gentleman named Scott Newman.
We need a little celebrity.
I know. Well, he had gubernatorial aspirations in Indiana.
He did.
And with his diagnosis, that kind of went to the wayside. He wasn't able to write. These are the kinds of things that go away with Parkinson's, and he had to find a new path. A friend of his who was a police officer said, well, I don't know what to do with you, but, I got a bag in my garage that I hit. Why don't we go out and hit the bag and just do some stuff? And Scott found after he did that, he felt better. And that's where it all started. Right? It's just happenstance. You're just with the right people at the right time.
A person needs a need. You find the way. I think with Parkinson's boxing, though, it's not just like putting that glove on and hitting a bag. It's about being verbal again.
A lot of them are still verbal.
Yeah.
But it's a sense of empowerment. It's a release.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it would have been good for my husband. He had Parkinson's.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Right now.
But he would have probably hit me.
I think it'd be good for you right now.
We have a couple of bags in our gym. They're Bobs, and we call them Parky Bob. And you get on that, and you just there you go, Parkinson. I hadn't either before I started this whole thing. You know, it's not like I was at the boxing gym every weekend going,
Right. Yeah.
So
if someone's interested in this, let's talk about.
Sure.
You walk into the room for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
How does that go? How do you get involved with that? And what do you do? And then, am I with my loved one? If I'm not, like, what's the whole scoop?
Sure. So typically someone will call us or email, looking for information. There is some paperwork that has to be done ahead of time.
Yeah.
Your physician has got to sign a medical release. And that's to, number one, confirm the diagnosis of Parkinson's. Number two, I need to know if there are other things going on physically with any new boxer that comes into the gym, whether that be arthritic things or heart, whatever.
Yeah.
Any special medications, etc. So there's a little bit of paperwork that has to be done. And then I do an assessment on the person to determine what class level they would be in. So I have 3 different class levels.
Okay.
I have a high octane. All right.
Yeah.
We are,
Rocky Balboa.
We are high intensity, very quick, fast rounds. And I'm using boxing terminology because that's what we use in the gym.
Yeah.
So everything we do
gym.
is boxing oriented. So we do rounds and things like that. And then I have an intermediate class, which is kind of my in between. So those are for some folks that maybe not quite the best fit for my high octane.
Mm-hmm.
They might be a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
They might need a little more attention. That class is a little smaller so that I can keep a better eye on people. And then I have a beginner level class. And that's more for people that are more progressed in the disease.
Yeah.
Wheelchair, walkers.
So how do we do this in a wheelchair?
Well, great question, Linda. How do we do this in a wheelchair? You'd be surprised. So I've got equipment like our speed bags. I could take them all the way down to a wheelchair level.
Wow.
We've got, it's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. We have heavy bags where we can wheel people right up under the bag so they can still hit it. I can adapt. Again, I've been doing this. I'm an old coach. I'm what they call a veteran coach because I'm one of the longest people doing this.
That,
yeah.
You learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So I can pretty much adapt or modify most of the exercises that we do to someone that's in a wheelchair or walker type situation. And in those instances, they do need to have someone come with them to the gym because I'm one person.
Right.
I coach by myself. I'm what I call a lone wolf coach.
But when they bring someone with them, then their loved one learns how they can help them.
Correct. Yeah.
Because if they're better, their loved one is better.
Yes. Well, it's interesting that you say that. I just had a clinic a couple of weeks ago. We were focused on falling, right? That's a big, huge thing with these folks.
Fall can be the end.
Right. Well, balance and gait are very much affected with Parkinson's, as I'm sure you know, Lynn, if your husband had it. And fear of falling is a huge thing.
Yeah, because then I don't get out of the chair.
Well, yeah. Or you don't participate, or you just kind of self-isolate.
I'm afraid.
Right. So we fell in class because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. If you have Parkinson's at some point in your journey, you and the floor are going to become acquainted. And it's just a fact of life. And I tell my folks this all the time. So I have a huge gymnastic mat that I threw myself on for an entire week. Showing them my body was not very happy with me, but take one for the team.
What you do for the cause.
Right. So, and I never make anyone do something that they're uncomfortable with. So for those that wanted to try it, I allowed them to do that. I assisted some in my lower level classes by helping to assist lowering them down because of course I don't want them just throwing themselves on a gymnastic mat and breaking
And
it.
you want to teach their loved one
Right.
how to do that.
Well, and that was
because
the thing.
how many times the caregiver gets hurt because they're trying to help their loved one?
Well, helping them get up.
Yeah.
So now you've fallen. Now what happens?
Yeah.
Now you got to get back up.
Yeah.
So we go over that, and we go over, especially with the care partners, how to assist safely in getting back up off the floor, or teaching the person themselves. God forbid it happens and they're alone, because that can happen too. How do you get yourself up? How do you get yourself help?
Right.
If you're alone and you
Don't
don't
hurt
have
yourself,
a button,
right?
and
But you should have at least an Alexa.
you should, but you'd be surprised,
tell you,
Linda.
One of my most watched YouTube videos was how to get up from a fall. So I was like on the floor and I did the whole thing. I'm like, what do I do for my caregivers?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell
you
you,
need to know that.
and it definitely works, because we've had situations where people fell, and they actually, one lady said, well, Leah taught me how to
Get
fall,
up.
so I fell right and I'm not
Yeah.
hurt. And she said, I can get myself up, and she did. And that was a little while back, but it was funny because
That's
she said,
huge.
Leah taught me how to do this.
Because
So,
you don't know
it's
what
important.
you don't know.
Well,
Mhm.
and it's funny. One of my other gentlemen came back in the following week, and he goes, I was watching the NFL and I watched one of the guys dive in the end zone, and he fell the way you told us to. And I said, imagine that.
Okay.
I might know a little something about what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
And he got back up.
Yes. And he didn't injure himself. It's not foolproof.
No,
You know,
nothing
you-
is foolproof,
right.
but
You want to try to prevent as much damage as
Yeah.
possible.
and I just I've been doing caregiving for a long time, support groups and workshops, and it breaks your heart because I can't tell someone it's going to get better.
Mhm. Yeah.
'Cause it is what it is.
Right.
But maybe we can help educate you, so it'll make it a little better.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about this program is exercise is the only thing that has been proven to reverse symptoms in Parkinson's.
And
I'm going to
probably in
repeat
everything.
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exercise is the only thing that has been proven to reverse the symptoms of Parkinson's. The pills help, but they don't reverse the symptoms,
Right.
right? And unfortunately, there is no cure.
They're getting close.
I hope they are, but
saw
they're not
Michael
close
J.
enough.
Michael J. Fox was on TV the last weeks, and
Mhm.
he's raised a lot. He says it's going to be soon.
I hope so, because I'm ready to retire.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I am.
We need solutions.
I've got other things I want to
Yeah.
do, so that
We
let
need
them
solutions.
them be free.
We have a huge aging community, right?
Mhm.
We're in God's waiting room right here now. But even like the progression they're having with Alzheimer's and dementia. So, Arden, of course, if you're listening, don't be mad at me, but we had a support group there a couple of weeks ago. And we were like, 10 more years, we won't be here anymore.
Yeah.
It
No,
would
we
be
won't
ideal.
be here anymore.
But really,
Yeah, it's important. And I'm going to do a little humble brag here too,
go ahead.
because I know Leah won't do it. Leah, Rocksteady Boxing is a national program. So there are
International.
outlets, international, sorry.
It's okay.
International
Children
program.
don't know.
And in outer space, too.
So there's programs all over. And in 2022, Leah was the coach of the year, the national
yay.
coach of the
Yeah.
year for Rocksteady Boxing. That's a huge
That's
accolade.
really
Yeah.
huge.
And so I wanted to make sure and
No.
fit that into the radio show.
Thank
too.
you, Mary.
You go see Leah if you need it.
Go
All right,
see Leah.
So if someone in this Tampa Bay area,
Mhm.
because this show is everywhere,
Mhm.
and I'm sure they have Rocksteady Boxing in many states,
Mhm.
in many places.
Mhm.
But if someone here was interested, what would they do?
You can reach out to me directly. I don't know if you're going to post.
Yeah, I'll
Our-
post everything you want.
But you
So-
can give out the information.
Sure. So you can call me, and I'm happy to share my phone number, 727-385-9881. I'm going to repeat that, 727-385-9881. That's my cell phone. I don't mind giving that out. You can text me, you can call me, leave me a message. Don't call me now. I'm in here. It's
my
on
next
silent.
question is,
Sure.
how much does this cost?
Okay, so an initial assessment, and that includes your boxing gloves, is $60.
Wow.
And then the membership is $120 a month, which is not
It's nothing.
expensive.
No, it's like going to the gym.
Yeah. Yes.
Some
And you
gyms
are
more
going
than
to,
that.
yeah, you are going to the gym. And that's 2 to 3 times per week. It depends on the level of the class. The classes are 90 minutes.
Oh, 90 minutes.
They're 90 minutes. So a
Wow,
lot of
That's a
people,
while.
yeah, I
can't
know.
be at the gym more than, that's why I go to Curves. It's like 28 minutes or out.
Yeah.
I go 0.
So it is pretty intense, but that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
The whole theory behind this is forced intense exercise is
And making a commitment.
neuronally protective. But the other thing is they love it. They're
Yeah.
there with all their friends. They all have the same problems. You know, I see them over chit-chatting, you know, I just got this. Oh, the doctor just said this, you know, blah, 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 blah.
How about women? Are they into it a lot?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Some of my fiercest warriors are women.
Yeah.
I have one woman, I won't say her name. She's in my beginner class. She's been with me for, I don't know, 8 or 9 years. And she's progressed, but bloodlust. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? She is fierce and her other people in her class are afraid of her. We have situations where we have pool noodles and I'll let them kind of hit each other with the pool noodles because we're not going to hurt each other.
Do you have to take her noodle away?
Sometimes I've been known to give her 2 noodles because she loves it so much.
Yeah.
And it's just
when you get to see joy,
yes,
in the face, in the physiology or whatever, or who's coming to meet with you, who could ask for anything more than that?
Oh, the pool noodle is a huge thing, especially in my beginner classes. There is so much joy in that.
Yeah.
The smiles and the laughter. It's just unbelievable.
What you can do for $1.99.
Right? Exactly.
Are they that much now? The Dollar Tree
I don't
used
know.
to have them. The Dollar Tree has them, but they're short
pool
ones.
noodles have a variety of helpful
Yes, they do.
things
I use
for
them
men.
all over the house.
Oh my goodness, I had a caregiver who was taking care of her husband who had cancer and he was confined to the bed. And she was getting bruises on her body from leaning over the rail to do. We put a pool noodle on there.
There you go.
So whoever invented the pool noodle, thank you very much. Right now it's time to hear from our wonderful partners because you know the deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
Are you getting older, or are you taking care of somebody who is? You know, getting older creates new problems you probably never imagined. One of the big ones is, how do you pay for care? Care in your home, care in an assisted living facility, or care in a nursing home. Did you know that nursing home care in our community can cost up to $12,000 per month? For the last 33 years, our office has helped families access benefits, including Medicaid, VA, and PACE, to help pay for the cost of long-term care. Regardless of what your assets are or what your income is, you can qualify for these benefits. Proper planning and guidance are absolutely necessary to avoid being wiped out. Let us help. If you are in care or heading in that direction, we can help solve that problem. Take action now to obtain benefits to pay for the cost of care. Here are the 4 things that you need to do. 1, get a new power of attorney. Your old one probably isn't good enough. Get a healthcare surrogate and a living will. 3, get an estate plan that will not disqualify you from benefits. And 4, get a plan to qualify for Medicaid, PACE, or VA benefits to pay for the long-term care costs. Call us today for a free consultation, 727-539-0181, or go to flmedicaid.com and download our free book on Medicaid and planning for long-term care. I'm Sean Scott. I'm here to help.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, Answers to the Questions You Didn't Know You Needed to Ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. So I want to talk a little bit more about the classes and the programs that you do, Leah.
Sure. So beyond Rocksteady Boxing, we do have other Parkinson's programming to help people with Parkinson's, because it's not a one-dimensional disease, as we kind of touched on. I mean, I could sit here for hours and talk about Parkinson's and all of the intricacies of this disease.
Yeah, because if you know one person that has Parkinson's,
right,
you just know one person. Same
right,
thing with dementia.
Right. So with Parkinson's, the voice can also be affected.
Yeah.
There's a softening of the voice. There are swallowing issues. Asphyxiation pneumonia is the number one leading cause of death with people with Parkinson's. I want to say about 8 years ago, I got to find out about this program called Tremble Clefs that was out in San Diego, California. And they were doing group singing choirs for people with Parkinson's. And I thought, well, isn't that something that would be really great and interesting?
Who doesn't love music?
Right? So I called or emailed someone out there and found out about it and asked, could I start one here in Florida? And they said, well, sure.
Yeah,
go for it.
Thank you.
Yes. So they said, here's what you need to do. So I got in touch with a few speech language pathologists and found a wonderful person named Tiffany Birch, who is a speech language pathologist in our area. And she and I sat and had coffee at a Starbucks for a couple of hours and kind of planned. Yeah, we were like, it was kismet, man. We were like, what can we do with this? And we were like, yeah, this. Yeah. And so then we had to find someone. Neither of us are musically inclined.
Can't be good at everything.
We love music, but Tiff and I are not musically inclined. So we had to find a pianist, accompanist to play the music for them to sing to. And so we started out with a lovely gentleman who has since left during the pandemic, but he put us in touch with who we have had for the last 5 years, who is Melissa Pet Rescue. And she is a classically trained pianist vocalist. She's performed with the Florida Orchestra. She's amazing. And yes, it was, works in mysterious ways, right? Whatever you believe in, the universe or whatnot. So it does. So the three of us meet every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Now we meet via Zoom because during the pandemic we had to pivot. We used to meet in person, and then the world changed and we pivoted onto Zoom. And lo and behold, they like it.
Same thing with my support group.
Right? Yes.
I'm like, I need to touch these people. I need to hug them. What the hell am I going to do? And now I have people from Zoom all over the United States and Canada that didn't have a group near them.
Right. Exactly.
So there were
exactly,
gifts of
Linda.
COVID.
Yes. So I know some people when they call me and they're like, oh, you don't meet in person. I'm like, just try it. It's not that bad.
I tell them you don't have to show your picture.
Right.
You don't have to put on your microphone.
Right.
You can just come here and listen.
Right.
And then decide.
Right. Well, the thing is, we do want them singing.
They always decide.
But they are muted. So if you think, well, I have a terrible voice or I don't want someone to hear me,
Oh my goodness.
You're just listening to Melissa sing and play and you're muted because I mute everybody. Because otherwise with different bandwidths and things, it sounds like cats wailing in the night if we're all off mute.
Like I sound all the time.
Yes. Well,
I'm in your group. No
yes.
singing.
Yes. So it's a beautiful group. And the best part about it is it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
This is a service that the Goodman Group, the Palms of Largo provides at no cost to people with Parkinson's. So what do you have to lose? Tiffany.
So when is the Zoom?
It's Friday mornings at 10 a.m.
Okay.
And as I said, Tiffany, who's a speech language pathologist, does a 15-minute speech session every Friday morning.
All right.
It's free speech therapy, people.
Yeah.
You know, free. No copay, nothing.
Yeah. You don't have to leave your house.
Right. You don't have to leave your house. There's just no downside to this at all. So, give it a shot, see what it's like.
Yeah, give me all that information. I'll put it in the show for people that are listening now, but they're not writing down their stuff.
Yes. And then I also have a monthly support group for people with Parkinson's and their care partners or their family.
So they come together?
We do not. We used to.
Okay.
All right. Much like you, Linda, as you alluded to, we did. And then 2020 happened and we went online and people just got complacent. They're like, I kind of like this sitting in my house. And I don't have to drive to the Palms of Largo.
Put makeup on.
Yes.
Find a parking
right.
spot.
So I have guest educators every month for different aspects of Parkinson's. We cover speech. Sometimes I have a physical therapist coming. This coming month, we're going to talk about driving. That's a big subject. When to give up the keys. We've had neurologists, movement disorder specialists. We've talked about deep brain stimulation.
There's so many resources that are here.
Yes.
And this is why we have this show.
Yes.
So we can bring this information to people.
Yes.
Because you don't know what you don't know. And I want to make it as easy as possible for them. So there is the point where the Zoom, they're like, oh, I don't have to leave the house, whatever. But now it's 5 years after COVID. And some of my caregivers go, we went live.
Yeah.
We want that too. But there's room for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's room for all of it.
But again, that's free. Support group is free. It is on Zoom and it's a monthly thing. And if you can make it, great. If you can't, maybe the next month.
Exactly.
It's there's no obligation. But there is a lot of great information. I have a lot of really awesome speakers. We had someone from Johns Hopkins up in, what are they, Massachusetts?
Maryland, Baltimore,
somewhere.
Well, if you ever need one about caregiving,
I would love to, Linda.
We'll chat. We'll chat. So you gals work together.
We do.
We do.
I'm going to talk about the Palms of Largo because the Palms of Largo is huge.
We have a 95-acre campus in the middle of Largo, and a lot of people see the one building, our independent living building, sitting on East Bay,
And they think it's just a cruise ship.
They think that's the Palms of Largo. They don't realize there's 95 acres behind there. So we have everything from 55 plus apartments, independent living.
55 plus apartments. No one knows about that.
And ours are unique also because they're part of our campus. There are certain services available like meals and housekeeping, and most 55 plus apartment complexes don't have those options.
No.
And then we also have assisted living, anywhere from low level to very high level assisted living. And then we also have a skilled nursing, long-term care, short-term rehab facility on our campus. Cypress Palms is the building that houses our Rocksteady and Parkinson's programs. It also has a daycare and a preschool inside of it. The learning center.
When I go there, it's so like zen.
It's and the daycare and preschool is wonderful because we do intergenerational activities with our residents. So they get to play with their grand friends, is what the children refer to them.
I like
their
that.
grand friends. So they get to play with their grand friends. Their grand friends help them make little artsy craftsy things they get to take home to their parents. And everybody has a good time.
Yeah.
Our Sable Palms, our skilled nursing facility, is one of the very few in the state of Florida that has a pediatric unit. So we have a skilled pediatric unit there as well. So there's a whole lot going on that campus that a lot of people don't realize. It's more than just senior living. It's, we can care from you almost from cradle to grave.
All right, so we're going to have the conversations. Somebody's thinking, should I move into a community?
Mm-hmm.
So this is all right. So we have this one group of people like, should I move to a community? I'm tired of my taxes, my insurance, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have this other group of people that are like, when is it time?
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball, and nobody ever knows when it's time. I always tell people, if you're asking that question, when is it time? It already is.
Yeah, I always say to them, if your loved one is no longer safe.
Yes, well, that's a big one.
Or if you're ready to jump off the bridge.
Yeah.
That's when it's time.
You really, my best advice for families is don't wait. If you're a caregiver, don't wait till you hit a wall, because when you hit that wall, you're going to be so overwhelmed. You're going to be so tired. You're going to be so over everything that you're not going to be making rational, good decisions. So you want to try to look ahead. I just did a tour yesterday for someone who was just diagnosed with Parkinson's. They wanted to know what their options were.
Yeah.
They're fine right now. They're still working full time actually. But they thought, okay, this is my diagnosis. What do I do? They found us online because they were Googling Parkinson's programs, and they found Rocksteady Boxing. And then they wanted to tour our community. Now, this is someone who probably won't need assisted living for a long time. Maybe never. But they wanted to tour the building. They still wanted to ask questions. What is assisted living? All those sorts of things.
So they have opportunities to come in and sign up for independent living.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go to assisted living.
Mm-hmm.
Go to memory care.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go to nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a very important thing, because people have a lot of decisions to make. And I have my loved one here, and we're good.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to move my loved one here. And
But I get a lot of phone calls from families who everything was great until the moment it wasn't. And they're in crisis. Somebody fell or had a stroke.
Yeah.
Or got a life-altering diagnosis. And but a lot of times somebody falls, they end up in the hospital, they go to rehab, they can't go back home safely. And so now
that's kind of the clue.
Yeah, it is. And for a lot of these people, they never thought assisted living was going to be in their future. Everybody thinks they're going to live out their life in their home.
And who knew we were going to live this long?
And that's the other thing.
When I was a kid, it was like, oh, the guy retired at 65. He got 2 checks and he died.
Yeah. And but everybody
now is like 80, 90, 100.
We have a few people over 100 in our community.
It's
so
crazy.
So it's always, I tell people, you're never wasting my time if you schedule a tour, because you just want to see what it looks like. You just want to hear, some of the programs we have, the services we offer.
Yeah.
Because if that crisis occurs, hopefully you've got plan A, B, and C. Maybe you've gone to, 6 communities and you're like, I like this one best, this one second, this one third. It's always a good idea, because sometimes the communities are full. Yeah. You may be in a crisis and you need something right now and they don't have anything available.
And one might be different from
plan
the
B.
other.
Oh,
so
they're all
if you
different.
can prepare ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe my loved one nothing against you guys, might like a little tiny community.
Exactly.
Where someone else wants, I can start here on the Love Boat and I can go through to where I'm going to go.
No, when I went there, I thought it was like a hotel.
It is.
I really felt very fancy. I think they were serving cocktails.
Maybe. Maybe.
So that was where I'm going.
But it's also important because of finances. There's
Yeah,
a
that's what I
wide
wanted to
range.
ask next.
Yeah, there's a wide range of expenses out there, and a wide range of different ways to maybe enhance your income and things like that when you're looking at assisted living.
And I think the first thing is so my mom moved down from New York and she moved into Freedom Square and independent living.
Mm-hmm.
The money she was paying on her house, her taxes,
Mm-hmm.
her insurance, the guy to mow the lawn, whatever. It was a snap. There wasn't any question about it anymore. But we don't think about that. So if you're considering moving to assisted living, sit down first and what are all your monthly expenses? And is someone going to feed you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to, you get all 3 meals in the state of
That's a
Florida.
big
Every
deal.
assisted living community is required to offer all 3 meals. So if you're in assisted living, you've got your meals taken care of, your housekeeping is taken care of, activities, things to do. And one of the other things, if you do live in either independent or assisted living on our campus, your Rock Steady boxing program is included at no charge. So if you do have a Parkinson's diagnosis or your loved one does, and you're considering maybe preemptively moving into a community, you want to be there so that if something gets worse or if something happens, you're already in a good place. And then you can participate in these programs.
Well, I want to be there with my loved one and spend time with my loved one, whether I'm living there or not living there. I don't want to be thinking about money problems. I just want to spend that time with my loved one. And the only way that's going to happen is if you prepare.
Exactly. And that's why I encourage people all the time, even if you don't think you'll ever need it, go tour some senior communities, at least see what they look like, what they feel like. If you really want to get an experience of living in a community, come in for respite stay for a couple of weeks.
So explain to people what respite are, because I didn't find out what respite care was till I was in my bereavement group.
Well, and a lot of people don't know that it's even available. So respite care is temporary care. We're one of the few communities that only requires a minimum of 1 week. Although if you're coming in to test a community to see what it feels like, you want to spend no less than 2 weeks.
Of course.
Because you really want to get an idea of the rhythm and the routine and the activities and the food, of course, because that's one of the more important things. So I always encourage people to spend at least 2 weeks if you want to be just kind of testing the waters. It's also a really good way to bridge that gap between rehab and home. Maybe they're fine to get out of rehab, but they're still a little unsteady. They still want to spend a little bit of time with some help on hand before they go home. Come in for, anywhere from a week to 4 weeks and kind of ease yourself back into walking around, eating, and so forth.
But I think that's so important. But I think that's so important because now you've exposed your loved one to a community.
Absolutely.
And what could be different? You know, when a caregiver says to me, I just want to go to my niece's wedding. There's no way I could take them. I go, get respite.
Yes. But I will say, please, the process for moving into a temporary stay respite, whether it's a week or 4 weeks, is the same process as moving in permanently. It does require an assessment, some forms from your doctor, things like that. So you can't call me on a Thursday afternoon and ask if you can bring mom over on Friday
to the airport.
And that has happened before.
I'm sure.
Unfortunately, but we're not a hotel. So we are a healthcare facility. We do require a few steps.
But I think that's so very important.
It is. But it's a really, really good way for you to experience what living in a community is like.
Well, and it's a really good way for me as the caregiver to say what is like for me.
To take a breather.
That I don't have to do everything every minute.
Yep.
That I don't have to worry about everything every minute.
Well, and when you're a caregiver, one of the most important things everybody talks to you about is taking a break. And everybody says, yeah, way easier said than done. That's an impossible.
Sure.
But with a little bit of planning and yes, a little bit of money, you can find a good quality respite care for your loved one. And then you can go. We had a lady last summer spent 3 weeks in Italy with her girlfriends.
Oh my God.
She never dreamed she could do a trip like that. And then she found out about respite care and couldn't believe something like that existed. She really didn't know. She thought she was going to have to hire someone to come into her home. And she was very uncomfortable with that idea. She didn't want someone.
You have all that staff there.
Yeah. And
if you hire someone to come into your home, it's one person.
It's one person.
If something happens to that person, what do you do?
Exactly.
Even if you have a home health care company, if something happens to that person, hopefully they have someone to fit in. But if you're in a community,
you've got 24-hour, and in our community, you've got 24-hour nursing care. So we can take care of, fairly complicated cases in most cases. And we do have a memory care community. Although I must say we at this time don't have availability for memory care respite, but a lot of other communities do. So I'm always happy to refer out if necessary.
That's why I love being in this Tampa Bay area.
Yes.
Because we have a bunch of professionals that work together.
We do.
And we're going to find a solution for you.
We always do.
It's huge.
It's really important. A lot of us know each other. A lot of us have known each other for years.
Because we're all still here.
And but we're all in it for the same reasons, and that is to help people. And that's our whole purpose. So if I'm full and I've got a big old long wait list and you need something right away, I can either refer you to a placement referral specialist that can help you find a community, or I may know that this community next door has, an empty room or something.
Referring home health.
Or something like that. So there's a lot of, we all do work very well together in this area.
All right, we're going to be back in a minute. It's time to listen from our wonderful partners. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers Radio.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Choosing the right chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week, so check them out.
Arden Courts is not just a place to live. It's a place to call home. Residential living combined with quality caregiving. This is the philosophy behind Arden Courts. Communities created exclusively for individuals with Alzheimer's disease and related dementia who would benefit from a safe and structured environment. For additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides, call 888-478-2410 to locate a community nearest you. Inquire about our educational seminars, resource library, or support groups, or simply feel free to ask questions you may have about Alzheimer's and related dementias. At Arden Courts, we know, we understand, and we can help because memory care is all we do. Remember, call 888-478-2410 for additional information about any of the unique services Arden Courts provides.
We believe the power of the human body and mind can do amazing things, and that tapping into that power, not just tricking it with a temporary disguise, is possible. Superpatch technology uses a special pattern and vibrotactile technology to help you go from feeling blah to hurrah. Now, once the Superpatch is in contact with your skin, it triggers a neutral response in the brainstem that helps you tackle your daily problems head on. Whether you're struggling with pain, balance, stress, or focus, we have a solution that might be right for you. With Superpatch's 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Hi, this is Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers. I started using the Liberty Patch over 3 years ago. I used to be a tripper, but since wearing a Liberty Patch, I haven't tripped once. The Liberty Patch is proven to reduce the risk of falling by up to 8 times. And as we all know, if you prevent the fall, you prevent the call. Don't wait until it's too late. Preventative solutions are the answer.
Superpatch does not claim to diagnose, treat, or cure illness. Superpatch is FDA registered. To receive 25% off your first order, go to sticktoit.info. That's sticktoit.info. toit.info and learn more.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're back. So, Leah and Mary, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. What's the last thing you want our caregivers to hear?
Well, I wanted to make sure that they know that you don't have to live in our community or at the Palms of Largo in order to participate in Rocksteady or the other programming that Leah has.
Yeah.
Yep. No, you definitely don't have to live. 90% of the people that do my boxing classes don't live on our campus.
Okay.
So that is definitely not a requirement. Also, if you don't live in the area, you can still participate because I still offer Zoom classes, Rocksteady Boxing. It's a carryover from 2020 when we all had to pivot. And I actually have a small contingency in Canada that doesn't have any resources. And I wasn't going to just say, well, see ya.
Yeah,
it's
done.
over. So take
I
care. So I have a small group online. And when I say I can modify or adapt anything, trust me, I can do that and work with you in your home. If you're not in the local area, you definitely does not prohibit you from participating in Rocksteady. So give me a call. We can talk about it. And we'd love to have you on board.
All the information in the show, the website, her phone number, emails, way to get together with everybody. Yep. I'm so grateful that you're here today. You know, we had a live event on October 15th.
Yep.
Where we had a senior panel, but I have to put out kudos to the caterer. I think she did a fabulous job. She's a new business. She has a food truck.
Okay.
And this was one of her first kind of live events kind of thing. So catering with a twist, I'll put that information in the show too.
Where does she put her truck?
No, she just delivered food. She's done her food truck day. And then I love Sages, their Plays with a Purpose, because it starts conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I go to one of those shows and they start doing their thing and you see the girlfriend sitting next to the other girlfriend poking her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe I need to get rid of those throw-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I need to do something like this. And all the shows are free. So we have a show coming up October 18th at Ruth Eckert Hall and October 25th at the Pinellas Park Performing Arts Center. So if you're interested, you can go to you can call 727-202-2302. Everything is free. I'll put that information in the show. Very excited to say the 9th Connecting Caregivers Conference has just gone to registration. So we have 17 fabulous speakers. I don't expect anyone to register and sit there for 3 days because I am doing it and I can barely sit there for 3 days. But the good thing to know is as long as you register within 30 days, you will receive all the videos of the conference free of charge. Because I know you don't know what's going to happen with your day or what's going on. So you always have, or you're like half listening, or I need my sister to hear this, or whoever. So you can go to connectingcaregiversconference.com, register free of charge. Thank you so much for being with me today, all my listeners. You know, I so appreciate you. Remember, God loves you all the time and have a delicious day.